Alright, this is Orion doing a draft. Finally get to play with some new Phyrexia, which is pretty exciting for me. Our rare is, I don't know. Seems like it could be fine. Beats Tumble Magnet pretty well. Beats, I mean, obviously Planeswalkers, but however, now you're going to have to worry about that. Dispatch is fine, but it's way too narrow to first pick. Volt Charge is fine. Leeching Bite is solid. Impaler Shrike is good, but again, Shriek Raptor's solid. So it's between Volt Charge and Hex Parasite. Volt Charge is just like a really solid removal spell. Hex Parasite leaves us open and potentially interacts really well with a bunch of shrines and whatnot. I'm going to take the Volt Charge. I mean, red is a really good color, and removal is removal. And we get Prast and Urabrask, and I guess get paid off for picking a red card. This person took an uncommon. I don't know this set well enough to know what uncommon you would take over this, but I'm sure it was sweet. Triumph of the Hordes is really strong too, but no way I'm first picking a red card and not second picking a Urabrask, so. Okay, so what does this do? Nothing. And so this is like a less exciting pack. I could do what I do every draft and go red-blue or green-blue. I'm not going to take, I mean, I could just take like a dude. This is a fine card in a control deck, but our deck seems fairly aggressive so far, to be honest. Remember the Fallen is good in red-white, and I think red-white is a good archetype. Necropouncer is okay. Shriek Raptor is okay, but it doesn't really fit with what we have. So it's between, I think, Remember the Fallen and Impaler Shrike, which are both like kind of throwaway picks. I like blue enough that I'm just going to take Impaler Shrike. Could have been that was not great. Ooh, speaking of blue. Huh. I mean, blue seems really open. Jin-Gitaxias is cool. I'm going to check what foil Jin-Gitaxias is worth real quick. Didn't get time. We're starting to get low. I'm just going to take this. Deceiver Exarch is definitely a better card. But I'm not going to take any of these other cards. Gremlin Mine also could be better, but I really want to get really big. Also, I'm glad I'm playing the double Praetor deck. So red looks like it's drying up a little bit, which is really weird considering the person to our left is almost certainly not red. Gremlin Mine is fine. Despise is fine. Gitaxian Probe is fine. But out of all of them, Gremlin Mine is the best. Just like blows up a creature a lot of the time, and it's inexpensive, and you can find it with Trinket Mage, which is nice. Alright, here, none of these cards are good except for Glissa Scorn or Pestilent Soul Eater. In my blue-red decks, I have been very much known to splash a color. And also, stuff like Jin-Gitaxias goes well with green. It's possible that we just don't play the Urabrask and end up splashing, being green-blue, ramp with Jin-Gitaxias, which I think is literally the best thing to ramp into. Also, it turns out a foil one is worth like 9 tickets, so I'm definitely fine with that pick. Yeah, I mean, I think the really late Glissa Scorn is enough of a signal that I'm willing to jump on it. Alright, so Thundering Tantodon is really good, much better than Flameborn Virion. You don't necessarily have to be green to play it, although losing 4 life is kind of a beating. Don't know if I'm definitely red, and it's better than Trespassing Soul Eater, so we're going to take it. Corrupted Resolve, we're not really going to be poisoning our opponents, so that's not good. Lost Leonin is solid. White Infect, could have had like this guy plus 2 of the Shriek Raptors, which is pretty solid, but here I'm just going to take Rotted Hystrix. It's not an Acid Web Spider, but it's not bad if you're trying to be defensive anyway, so could take that. And I'm just not going to play any of these other cards, so seems fine. Alright, so This is 1 mana to your mana pool. Actually not bad when you have Jin-Gitaxias. Play this on turn 3, and then 3 turns later you add 3 mana. So on turn 6, assuming you play 1 green spell, you can cast Jin-Gitaxias. If you miss no land drops from turns 1 through 6, I think I'm just going to take Pestilent Soul Eater. Like, it's just a 3/3 for 5. Numbing Dose is pretty borderline unplayable, but... I'll pick this guy up. I don't really need another 3/3, but this guy is worst case scenario a Treasure Mage target if we get one in the next pack. These cards are all pretty unplayable. I guess Mind Crank is theoretically part of a combo with Bloodchief Ascension. So this is a little bit of a goofy... Yeah, Treasure Mage would actually be good in this deck. I forgot we already had the Tantodon. Censor's Placer is definitely not great, but not a 12th pick either. Yeah, I'm not going to take any of these other cards, so... What the hell? Ooh, these cards both literally do nothing. I'll just take that. So our curve is a little high right now. I mean, this is really a 4-drop. But we go straight. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. I'm going to play Jin-Gitaxias and win at least 1 game with him. I'll tell you that much. Double Praetor, especially when this guy has oh man, we could really go big. I mean, Flame Fiend is by far the best card in this pack. Don't think we need a 12-drop at this point. I don't necessarily really want a 6-drop either, but so it goes. What's going to table out of this pack? Gust Skimmer maybe? Ogre Resistor maybe? Kuldotha Ringleader definitely, but again, kind of expensive card. I mean, we're just going to take Flame Fiend and be fine with it, but wow. That is a mean curve. I mean, yeah, I'm going to take Hero of Oxid Ridge. I really like Quicksilver Geyser, but our deck is too expensive. People just keep pathing me Mythics like crazy. This is the 3rd Mythic I have in my deck. Yep. So it looks like we're pretty solidly red and either blue or green on top of that. I mean, I do want to play this Jin-Gitaxias, but I'm not totally committed to it. But yeah, Hero of Oxid Ridge it is. Ugh. Alright. So, Fangren Marauder is pretty good in a deck like this. And I like Fangren Marauder a lot because you're going to be losing a lot of life over the course of the game. And he helps you gain. He's like one of the best stabilizing cards there is. But on the other hand, I also wouldn't mind just taking an Oculus. Well, no, I'm not going to take an Oculus here. I'm taking a Fangren Marauder. Why not load up on expensive cards some more? We're going to need some mirrors or some Spheres of the Sun or something.
Do you mind if I put on the AC or are you going to fuck you up?
Oh, no, that's fine. We got the AC going on. That was my beautiful girlfriend, Cassandra.
Who likes to have sex on a bed of magic cards?
Yeah, she does want to have sex on a bed of magic cards. I don't know. I'm going to take the Ichor Wellspring. I'm not going to get greedy. Alright, cool. Burn the Impure, easy pick. Not anything close to it. It's removal. Alright, I always forget to do this. It's removal. It's something to do in the early turns, which we need pretty badly. Oculus I would be fine with, but again, Burn the Impure is, in fact, Burn the Impure. Probably not playing Radis Hystrix at this point. And depending on how much artifact removal we get, we could splash the Glissus Scorn. Oh, sweet. We got a Treasure Mage, which is something that I really wanted. Again, Oculus, fine, but we keep having Oculuses as backup picks to worse things. I am going to need... I forgot to mention it before, but the reason I picked this up Wellspring was because it comboed with the Flame Fiend. And we are going to need some more cheap artifacts, spell bombs and the like. But I definitely wouldn't mind trying to pick up a Trinket Mage and then getting a spell bomb or two, which then sack to the Flame Fiend. But having Flame Fiend a deck with not that many artifacts is kind of a trap that I have fallen into before. Vivisection is a little tempting, but our deck is slow and clunky enough as it is. And what I was saying before, Mirror goes well with Flame Fiend. It gives us some chump blocks. Slows down the game in the way that we need it to, so that's what we're going to take here, no question. Dross Ripper is the only thing we'll really consider playing out of this pack. Everything else is both weak and not in our colors, so Dross Ripper is just a hill giant, which is totally fine. Here the choice is between Goblin War Driver, which is good if we want to get aggressive, because there is a chance that we just don't play Jin-Gitaxias and play aggro, which actually, now that I look at it, is kind of what our deck is trying to do. Remember that there's a Glistiscorn hidden, but we could just get pretty aggressive. And Goblin War Driver helps us do just that. And if I can pick up some more low drops, then having Urabrask and Koldath Flame Fiend with Hero of Oxid Ridge, another Battlecry guy, is pretty sweet. So, yeah, we're just going to do this. It is possible that I would have wanted whatever the other card that I was thinking about taking out of that pack. But so here, Metallic Mastery is kind of cool if you have better sacrifice effects than we do, which we don't. So, Ringleader it is. Blue actually doesn't seem that open, but that's fine. Rally the Force is not that exciting. Mirror and Spy, really good with all our Battlecry guys. Feel for the Cause, not that exciting. Metallic Mastery, again, not that exciting. Alright, so now we have, see, we just needed this pack. This is pretty spicy. I would definitely not mind having a Deceiver Exarch, but I knew this guy would be worth some tickets because he's a foil card that everyone's thinking about in Legacy to reanimate and whatnot. Crush is a sweet card, especially if we don't end up wanting to splash the... Oh, good. I thought it picked the Duelist by accident. Crush is... I mean, I don't know if I'll main deck Crush, but it's definitely fine on the board. And see, and our Oculus even came back. Not Oculus. Oh, well, we could take a Koth's Courier. It does attack better than Oculus, and our deck kind of looks like it wants to attack at this point. And yeah, I guess green is a good color, so Forest Walk is not bad. I'll just take a Rally. The Force is not going to play it. Spire Serpent not going to play it. Alright, here we go. Now we got a mean curve. So if you got 17 cards before this Jin-Gitaxias, so that's fine. Choices here. I mean, it's not really a choice. We're going to take Arc Trail. Acid Web Spider is pretty sweet. Chimeric Mass is solid. Panic Spellbomb goes well with Flame Fiend, but isn't that exciting to me. Copper Mirror would be a card I wouldn't mind having, but Arc Trail is just a really solid removal spell. Good 2-for-1. Don't have to splash it. It's a pretty easy pick. Ooh, this is a little spicy. So we could take a Shatter, but we already have a Crush. And we have a... we already have a Crush, and we already have a... what's the card I'm thinking of? We can always splash. There's a Horizon Spellbomb in this pack, and a Horizon Spellbomb in the last pack. And I think it's possible that they could table. So Shatter is not that exciting to me. But Darkslick Drake is good. We're a little creature light, and I do like flyers, and it's just really solid. I don't think Barrage Ogre is going to table, but we'll see. Hopefully this Infiltration Lens wheels. Probably won't. We'll probably end up taking a Volshock Heartstoker out of this pack. But I think, I mean, I know Darkslick Drake isn't quite as good as Shatter in a vacuum, but I think it's fine here. Well, I saw the Rustic, but then I saw the Galv Blast. It's never going to be turned on. It's not going to be great in our deck. And this Rustic is actually nice because it turns on Flame Fiend, but I think you still just take the shock. Right. This is not particularly exciting to me. Don't think we're going to get a heavy Arbalest at this point. It's a little late for that, but Soliton is a creature and it's an artifact, although it's not ideal to sack that to Flame Fiend. All the good options in this pack are white. Don't really need a Hellion. Don't want to play a Chrome Steed. So I guess it's just between Nurok Invisimancer or Soliton. And I guess Nurok Invisimancer is a little better in this style deck. Ooh, a Quarter Shield is a good one. It fits with our theme of wanting to have stuff that we don't mind sacking a Flame Fiend, and it's also just a solid card. Put it on a flyer, put it on a big guy. Probably cut this Soul Eater. I don't think he's going to make the cut. Jesus. Apparently white is really open from this side. I don't remember seeing a lot of white, but maybe I'm just remembering wrong. Liquid Metal Coating is not really exciting for me. I think I'd rather just have a Culling Deus. Like, this is nice because I can use it, but this is my only sacrifice thing. My artifact count is a little loose with Flame Fiend, but yeah, pick up a Deus here. Don't care about any of these cards. Don't have enough sack outlets to play Celebration, but I don't want to play against a Tyranic, so take that. I was kind of hoping to pick up some Mana Mirrors in this pack, but they're probably they're definitely at more of a premium than they used to be. Vidalcan Surtark is never going to be turned on. We have plenty of just like random 4-drops, and this guy's never going to be turned on either. Quicksilver is not what I want, but Mirror Galvanizer does pump one of the guys in my deck. Oh, sweet. I'm really glad that that Panic Spellbomb tabled. Didn't necessarily expect it to, but that's definitely fine with me. Stoke Rebuttal is an easy pickup here. I guess whatever, it doesn't matter. So the big question of the day is, do I want to play Jin Gitaxias? And I don't think I do. I mean, I don't think it's right. It's kind of tempting because it's such a juicy card, but I think we have too many good playables that stick with a cohesive plan that it'd be pretty irresponsible to play a Jin Gitaxias here. This deck probably would have been better if it was red-white. I think I jumped on blue a little too aggressively. But that's fine. This deck is definitely full of strong cards. Alright, so blue is definitely, or red is definitely going to be Kulaf Flame Fiend. Ringleader definitely makes it. This is exactly the kind of deck you want him. And also Battlecry gets better in multiples. Battlecry does. Arc Trail, Burn the Impure, Galvanic Blast. So that's our red cards. Those are our red cards. As much as I like Jin Gitaxias, I don't think he makes the cut. I'll bring him in against really slow decks, but it's too likely that he's just going to be dead. And then we got a Quarter Shield, Grumman Mine, Panic Spellbomb, Culling Deus, Bigger Wellspring, Mirror Sire, Mirror Galvanizer, Dross Ripper. And, okay, so this is... Oh, I probably want Urabrask, huh? Yeah, I probably do. This curve is going to be really devastating. 12 damage in 2 turns like that with haste. Yeah, I definitely would like another 2-drop. So that's a little shitty, but yeah, whatever. I got plenty of early stuff to do. It's just that none of it attacks my opponent. So the other option here is to go a little more control. Oh, I'm also definitely playing Thundering Tantodon. Go a little more control. Play the second target for Treasure Mage. That actually seems better. I don't need this War Driver. I don't need the Ringleader that way. And this way we play the Jin Gitaxias build. So we're going to do this like so.
I mean, I have enough removal to definitely get away with this. Don't really need that. I mean, it's going to be awkward when I draw the Tantodon and know that my Treasure Mage is dead, but I think that's just what we're going to have to do. And we would put a Stoic Rebuttal in that way. So this is the other option, the more control build. This just seems stronger. I just feel like I don't have enough proactive turn 2 plays to really be beating my opponents in, so yeah, I kind of misdrafted this, to be honest with you. Well, not too bad. I mean, this is still a strong deck. Don't really want the Invisimancer either. I would actually rather just have the War Driver than the Invisimancer, although War Driver is really bad with Stoic Rebuttal. So I would want Mirror Galvanizer, I guess, just as a random blocker. He blocks a little better than, or oh no, Mirror and Spy is good as a blocker, and he's fine. So I have like not that many artifacts to blow up to my Flame Fiend, so I'm gonna have to be careful with that, but that's okay. So the question is, do I want to play the second Treasure Mage target to be safe and cut something else? But then I think that my curve is a little high. Well, no, I've played more 6-drops than that. This guy's just not even that good, though. Well, he's fine. He's exactly the same as Tantodon, except you can't play him on turn 4. But if I'm not beating down, I'm not going to want to play him on turn 4 anyway as much. So, yeah, he's better than Spire Serpent, just because of Treasure Mage. And the last question is, do I want to try to splash the Glissus Scorn? I think the answer is no. I don't think I need to. I think I have plenty of removal, and I have the Crush that I can bring in, and I can always side it in. But I think splashing a card that could potentially be dead, no, not going to play any for us. 9-8. Seems fine. All my double red is up here. Hero of Oxid Ridge, not particularly good in a control deck, but we live with it. Alright, so our opponent chooses to play for